Bermuda, even though I think technically they would potentially have some playoff options open in terms of getting in at the very end if they lose here today. The reality is that I think if whatever team loses here today, I think it's a very safe bet to say they are not making playoffs, period.
With this sort of performance, I find it extremely unlikely. Now, I mean, we have seen teams that even last season have not great performances early on and come back. I mean, Envy, Team Envy last season did not start out very well, managed to cinch playoffs at the very end. It's possible, just very unlikely.
Particularly with, as you say, how they've been playing here today. Bermuda, they're looking to come out on the Pharah, but it looks like they've seen what Chicken Contendies are running, and they are just going to be swapping off. That's right, it's 3-3.
It is Bermuda now, playing the 3-3, and they're playing Ryan while Gig is on the Winston, so Chicken Contendies looking to get this cleave value as Bermuda enters the point. A lot of focus fire early on to Gig, though.
Yeah, and instead of getting cleave value, Gig gets focused. Immediately has to back off before even glancing at Bermuda, really. Gonna be getting a bit more here, but again, playing it on a knife's edge, eating a lot of damage, decides to use his leap aggressively to move in. Risky, but has the focus fire with them. Shu gets
not punished for that, and now Gig dropping back down. He has the bubble, he has the leap.
16 HP!
As he's cleaned up from Wayfest. And that was actually an extremely bad play from Gig, because now Bermuda moving in, they don't have Gig in the fight, they don't have that main tank cleave. They need to get through the choke. Bermuda, you need to go through the choke, forward, choose and mech, please.
Yeah, you would think, especially Knives back and back, they get Heart Blue. Now it's time to go forward, where you don't have to really respect much of what Chicken Contendies has reserved. They end up using the rally just for panic here, but at this point, it's just mild delay at best. Bermuda can be going forward and getting point A.
And now, Chicken Contendies giving up first. Bermuda controlling it. They're going to have grab. They won't have the bomb because Shu was demexed so early in that fight. Still getting back in, wasn't building up that bomb charge here. However, Bermuda are still in a solid position to move forward since Gig has made the swap off of Winston on the Ryan, so equalize the main tank charge.
He swapped before I get my question to you, where I was going to ask H key or Q key if you're Gig. Right?
I mean, definitely H key. I don't think the Primal can get value here on second, but much stronger on first. I think it's better just to be on the Reinhardt here for Gig, and especially since he has such a great Reinhardt performance so far.
Yeah, and I mean, for Gig, the Winston performance not as ideal, just ends up getting taken down towards the early part of the fight. Bermuda, though, coming in, going on the right-hand side, taking their time. Chicken Contendies just hanging out on the bottom. Right now, Bermuda, moving forward, way fast, looking for the grab, gonna get caught in grab first. Harblu going for the fall through, self-destruct, coming up to this guy here from Salty. Barrier out for Bermuda, not enough to save way fast. Bermuda down one. They've already invested Transcends here, and they use beats, so
they use both supports. They layered them there to try to survive through the combo. They don't. Umte, open web, OG also down.
Tough spot.
They've equalized now.
Yeah. And for Bermuda, that actually would not have been that bad of a fight if they could have held off on the support ults. I think they thought they still could have turned it. So instead, it ends up being a situation that isn't too bad for Contendies, though still winnable for Bermuda.
I mean, we've seen as time gone on in the 3-3 matchup, especially with the fight, really the only clear fight winner combo, Zarya Bomb, that teams have started to try to actually layer support ults to survive the combo if it's placed at the right time.
Gig again, looking for the early charge. Not going to be getting pick up this time. Bermuda biding their time. Early shatter coming from Umte. Chicken Contendies, early transcendence as they move forward. Way fast grab, going to get eaten for Bermuda. So they're just going to throw up the self-destruct, hope it gets something. Heavy pressure on the Brigida, doesn't get the pick off. And Ultra Web end up falling here. Bermuda, that did not go the way they wanted.
Even invest Trance here as well. Even if they clean up these frags, even if they clean up Salty and Harblu, they can't control the point. There's no trance anymore. They don't have anything to sustain.
No, it's very rough for Bermuda. I mean, if Harblu had gotten caught there, maybe it would have been a little bit better. I mean, it was pretty close, but that was just tough for Bermuda. They invested a lot there and did not get much in return.
And that bomb from Shu was very good. It actually gets Chicken Contendies off the high ground, removes the barriers both Gig and Buck, and they were in a good position from there, but Pizza Demon's Trance came too late to save Bermuda, and then in return it was wasted.
And there's been a lot of that in this particular map here so far. Chicken Contendies, though, going to be again holding up on the upper left. Bermuda pretty drained as they come into this fight.
I mean, they're going to have to take dry fights here. They need to stop investing ults in fights that aren't really winnable. Contendies now taking this fight on the pillar.
They're going to dive on in. They drop off the high ground. They lead with self-destruct. Get way fast off the pressure from the bomb. That was really well executed by Chicken Contendies, and now easy fall through coming in.
Only having to use the bomb to win that fight. Gig does go down, but OpenWeb's going to trade for it. Should be Umte dying very soon as well. Contendies still in control. Harblu coming up on another grab. They have a very strong ult bank here. Bermuda still looking to equalize, still looking for that advantage.
Bermuda, it's been tough going for them so far. I'd argue that so far this map has probably been the most discombobulated they've been in proper ult economy. Chicken Contendies just been able to punish them for it.
They have. They've caught them very, very hard.
Gig again, just on the corner. This is where he's been looking to get early pins. Dropping the shatter! What an opportunity! Just finds the needle directly in, and the fight's over.
Yeah, that is that's the nasty. That's the 180. That's the 180 shatter. You don't see it happen too often. A colleague of mine has referred to it as corny. It's a corny shatter, and it's worked out there. I mean, it shouldn't work out. You shouldn't get caught by that. But Gig dropping the 180, getting it. Bermuda was not prepared.
We just need to have a remote call in the super here to get direct Reinhardt thoughts about.
Oh,
like,
definitely not. There's not. He doesn't really have very many thoughts. So we're not actually bringing that. We're gonna steal some of his phrases, but we won't be happy.
We're not exploring his brain because we're not sure what's in there. Umte though, holding back. Self-destruct or Earth Shatter ready. They're caught in the grab. Bermuda under quite a bit of pressure. They transcend the deal with the grab. Chicken Contendies now in a rough spot. They have to burn barrier while under pressure. Umte did not get what he was looking for.
He tried to do the counter shatter after Gig had shattered OG, denied the beat. That was actually so important. We need to talk about it more because the fight is over now. It's clean up for Contendies. Gig shatters out off the grab, gets OG down. OG can't beat. He's in front of the shield, and then Umte he tries to get you know, a little crazy as well. Do the turn shatter and drops it directly into Gig's shield. So Gig having some great Reinhardt performances so far.
Gig has definitely been standout from what we've seen here, where it hasn't just been the shatter play either. It's also been the fact that you think about just one-off charge kills. He's been getting that way more frequently than you would expect.
For sure. Now, Bermuda moving for this far right flank. Again, the time bank has been ticking slowly but surely. It was actually going to make the rotation. They forced Contendies to drop off high ground, and now Bermuda going to take the high ground, going to approach the point.
And for Bermuda, with a minute 30 left, this is really their best opportunity here. They eat a lot of poke damage as they come in up and through, but in a sense, it's one-fight territory. It's something they need to win. Rallies out for both sides. Gig going in heavily and way fast. This grab is eaten. Again, Salty gobbling it on up. Self-destruct in from shoot, takes down two. Still winnable here for Bermuda. No grab needed as they look forward, and under the heavy focus fire off the setup from Shu. Bermuda still with a chance of turning this fight around.
I mean, they can win this fight. Umte blocked that shatter. Shu's bomb opening it up. They control the point. Pizza Demon still has Shred. Umte's so close. He needs to live. He needs to live. They keep him alive, and he has shatter now.
Transcendence invests for Pizza Demon to keep people up. Not enough for Shu, but the shatter up from Umte, and can't drop it in time. Ends up getting focused and down. Harb's grab setting the way. He falls to set it up. But it's enough for Chicken Contendies to hold Bermuda back. Bermuda might get one more attempt here, but it's not going to be much time.
Man, if I was Bermuda, I'd be really hoping I had two more grabs so far, but they've been eaten by Salty both times, and now Bermuda are going to have to make this entry. It's going to be very fast. Contendies, they have ult advantage here as well. It's going to be last fight territory. Or it is last fight.
It is absolutely last fight, where I think Bermuda's lucky to even get this. Gig going for the charge this time, going to get nothing. Now in a really rough spot, heavy focus fire on the Gig. He needs to back up a little bit. While it's going on, ultimate left, gets caught. The fire strike catches him on the left side. Chicken Contendies able to move forward off that early pickoff. And even without the charge, it's Gig landing a solid strike there for the Contendies.
Well, Bermuda not getting second. However, getting decent time onto that second fight, onto that second point. So still possible for them to have that win condition. They just need to have a good first hold here, I think. If I'm Bermuda, the map is winnable. I just have to have a solid first hold.
Yeah, we're 68.7% again, not the most ideal for second, but again, winnable. However, the one thing I'd note for Horizon is that it's definitely a map where more often than not, we've seen teams go forward and go into extra rounds, like both teams having successful attacks. So given that Bermuda has been in a very rough spot in the series so far, they're going to have to show a higher level of play than what we've been getting here. And I mean, frankly, that means that A, they need to be dealing with Gig better than they have been. Gig's been getting a lot of room and getting a lot of just not only shatters, but pickoffs, fire strike kills. You can't be making it this easy for Gig, A. And then B, you want to talk about the Graviton game here. Like, look, Salty's in the right place, right time, but there comes a point where you have to put way fast on blast and just say, enough's enough. Have more restraints when you go for a grab. You can't be throwing away one of the most impactful ults in the game as frequently as they've been doing.
I mean, that's just true balance right there. Hardblue losing some grabs on the control, and now Wayfast coming in is like just equalizing it. So both teams keeping the grab loss scale quite equivalent. between them.
Harp's winning in style points, though, where Harp wasn't really feeding the grabs away. It's more just, we don't know where that grab is. That grab's just going to randomly just strike some innocent people when they least expect it.
We really don't know. Now Bermuda on the defense here, running Umte on the Winston. Contendies likely not going to be playing this comp. It's going to be Suppose just scouting on the Sombra, then making the swap. It would be very shocking if that happens. And it's even more shocking because the pause is out.
Pause coming out just there, and yeah, I mean, so far, I think, unless there's a huge turnaround in play, I think it's safe to say that Chicken Contendies have been the dominant team here.
Yes.
So far. Both
I think that's very safe to say.
Well, not only just the observable results, but also just flow of the game, right? It hasn't really felt close aside from really the beginning of Control.
No, it has not. I mean, this is probably the map where, outside of Control, where, I mean, I guess it's our third map, right? But yeah. It seems like they have a chance here, but they didn't get second, and they're having to have a defense. They haven't looked incredibly strong in the matchup, the mirror matchup in particular. So something needs to happen here for them. They have to turn it around. But I will agree with you overall, which is the rambling point I'm getting to, is that Chicken Contendies looking much stronger.
Rambling during Phil, unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a guy. But no, as we take a look at this, I mean, just drilling down into why this is happening, right? It comes down to the fact that 3-3 in particular is a meta where you have to get value out of ults, where, it seems almost reductive to say, it's like, yeah, you need your ult to do something, but it's such a huge swing when things get thrown away for nothing, and when shatters go awry, when gravitons get eaten, this sets you back so much as a team.
Contendies actually looking to go Moira here. So, I mean, they're going to be going to the point directly. I doubt they'll be taking a fight. They want to take the fight to the point. As actually, they might catch Umte. No, Umte jumps out. Lot of cleave damage.
Umte, this is a fantastic start for him. He's living the Winston dream, 75% here already. This is a much better start for him.
However, now Contendies can make it to the point. That's really their ultimate goal, is to make it to the point. The hardest part is getting there, and they're there.
But the thing is, Umte's going to have an early problem. He just needs to go in. Why are you giving up a tick for free?
They're waiting for the setup. They're waiting for the setup.
Okay.
Here comes, they have Bubble. He's in. Lots of damage onto Salty.
They finally get back in, and they should be able to win this. They might not even have to use Primal.
I don't think he should use Feng down. I don't think it should be. But actually, Suppose invested the Coalescence, so it's only safe to get him out of the fight. He's on Suppose.
Shu's
Salty
down.
Shu.
Wait, they get a man advantage up, but they end up leading Shu here. Still might be able to get back into his mech. It's not the end of the world. Bermuda gonna hold, but I get why he would go for the Primal there. I don't know if it was super necessary, but I guess for Bermuda, they wanted to be sure.
While the Coalescence out, I think it's fair, because also Moira becomes a lot... I mean, if you remove her from the fight while primaling, because she can't shift away. She can't run away while coalescing. So Primal actually just removes her. I mean, caught her at the end of it, but Suppose still going to be on the Moira. Contendies looking to make this swap, and also, very importantly, Harblue has the grab advantage right now.
Spot moving around. Grab just going to be lobbed in there, picking up a lot of Bermuda, and Ultima Rep down immediately. Way fast, his grab is up, but it's going to have to be an equalizer and then some. You're already down one, you're in a tough position. And the problem for Bermuda is that if you go for it here, if you invest and get nothing, you're in a real rough spot for the next point.
I don't think they invest here. I don't think they invest. It's over. OG. If OG had lived, if they had given up the ticks and just come back in a little bit later, they could have used the combo. But OG going down means Bermuda would have been very silly to invest. However, they have win conditions for second. They can stop the point. Because while the Moira is out for Chicken Contendies, Suppose on the Moira, there is no trance, there is no extra defensive ult for the combo.
Meanwhile, for Bermuda, they're going to have to hold for 5 minutes, 4 seconds. Gig just moving in, no chill whatsoever. Going to drop the hammer, knocking down 2. Self-destruct in from Contendies, moving in, gets way fast.
The bomb?
He's out of the fight. The grab, or bomb from Shu gets 2. So better late than never, still gets a little bit here. And Contendies just a little bit too weakened. That could have went really bad for Bermuda, though, the way that started.
It could have, but Shu hitting some great bombs so far. I was really worried that Shu was not going to be able to bomb in that fight, because the grab was out and there was no bomb to be found. They were shooting shield. I think they were actually doing a kind of unconventional setup there, where instead of investing the bomb in the grab, you focus pressure the shield while in mech for Gig really, really hard, which is what Shu was doing, and then you bomb after while there's no barrier.
Bermuda signing things a little bit more aggressively. Early rally here from Ultima Up, and they are chasing Contendies quite a bit away from point. I think they realized that they were about to get some very ugly territory if they kept it forward. They end up bringing it back, but that means the rally, the effects of it, about to be gone.
I know, Contendies just sitting here on the edges, ran away from the rally. Now they can move to the far right side. That ultimate left rally is gone. Bermuda still have, though, that defensive ult for pizza.
Blue. Graviton up here once more. Has built another grab very quickly. Bermuda holding back that Transcends they can use in response. Gig just sauntering his way onto the point. Graviton gonna be connecting here from hard, putting people into the sky. OG down. Suppose with the fall through. Bermuda down one. Transcendence already gone. They're looking very drained here. It's gonna be up to Umte. Builds up the Shadow mid-fight. Getting super low. Is even gonna have the opportunity.
Goes down,
yeah.
He commits really hard to finish up Umte.
They also got hard-bound by a little bit with that Shatter, but Gig, a Shatter of his own, doing way more. Transcendence in, so self-destruct. Chicken Contendies getting a lot more room here on this point. It's very sloppy. They lose Gig, but they're gonna get one tick, and they don't need much more, 50%. They're heading to their goal. Bermuda under a lot of pressure, back to 4 on point. They use the barrier, they get back in, but Contendies still pressuring.
PT Demon, by the way, just made the absolutely biggest play of his life in the backline. Gets caught in the back. The grab is out. They're going to clean up now. The bomb used well for shoot. That's it. But PT Demon gets caught in the backline. Gig pushes him back there. Gets finished off by PT Demon. Hardblue takes the 1v1, almost loses it, and feeds PT Demon another trance.
That was...
It's not really... You couldn't see it on camera very well, but he was doing that in the back right, and it was incredible.
Pizza Demon with the hero plays. And all right, early grab with the early Transcends response, but it's not enough to save Way Fast. Way Fast just gets caught. Hardblue goes, I'ma catch ya, and does. 6 on 5 now as Contendies moving back in. Gig got low, back in the nick of time. And now Transcendence in for Suppose. Umte down, and Chicken Contendies setting the tone of this fight from that very early grab from Hard.
This should be it now. Focus Fire is too strong for Contendies. The bomb's out. Way Fast, the last person with OG to really touch the point. Pizza Demon, he picks up Buck, but dies before he gets Trance, and that's that. That's the series as well. Contendies going to go up 3-0. Bermuda now playing for map score.
I gotta say, credit where credit's due in that final fight where, again, it's a bit of a gamble, but you sort of saw there that Bermuda was split. Hardblue sees that and just goes, I'm a YOLO this.
Well, to be fair, it's still a smart play either way.
Yeah, I agree.
Not even because of the split, but because, sure, Pizza Demon may have farmed Trance off of you. But if you get the Trance out early, he should know that Bermuda has no other ults left in the bank. You remove the Trance, you do the damage late, and then you just move back in because you have the ult advantage, and that's all there is to it. I mean, Zarya doesn't always have to be big grab, win the fight, it's over.
Yeah.
You can just use it to remove ults from the enemy team and then win with your counter ults.
And in the end, works out really well for them because Pizza Demon so far removed, can't even get there in time to save Way Fast, where... Speaking of Way Fast here, like, let's be clear.
To be fair, I don't think he could have saved Way Fast either because I think Gig charged him.
Yeah.
So you can't actually save burst damage.
No. But going into that entire setup is just... it's been rough here for for Bermuda because it's just a constant cavalcade of people being out of position. Early pickups. I don't know where that came from.
That's a good vocab word.
Yeah.
That's a very good vocab.
I don't even know where that came from offhand. Just like...
Good. That's good. I like the vocab that we're using.
It just pops out of nowhere. But look, just early pickoffs cost you fights. Losing ults in situations that you shouldn't, where you throw them to the 7 wins, gonna lose you fights. And it just, all these things have been stacking up for Bermuda, and Chicken Contendies, they've been there to punish.
They have. I mean, they've just looked better overall. Pizza Demon having actually a fantastic game on that horizon. I mean, when he picks off Buck at the end of that last contest, he died with like 94% Trance. He could have had Trance again after just using it to contest the point a little bit longer. They probably still would have lost, but he had a great game. But one person having a good game does not win you a game anymore unless you were Carpe and double Widow meta. Or double Sniper meta.
Double Widow meta.
Not double Widow, double Sniper.
That is horrifying.
Lord help us.
We have got back to the era of
double Widow,
no hero limit.
But double Sniper. But now, moving on to Junkertown. Final map of the series. Contendies up 3-0.
Yep, so now it's just all about map score, where, by the way, map score is still incredibly important here. And certainly for Bermuda, where they've had a very tough start to the season, now down 0-3 in series score. They have to be looking at basically not only winning out for the rest of the season, but also map score. Map score going to be very important, and why not start here on Junkertown?
I mean, map score is extremely important because, I mean, they're en route, depending on how the rest of the performance goes, to be relegated in the next season. And so, you know, you don't want to be one of the teams that gets relegated. I mean, it's unlikely that map score will save you, but it's possible. So, better to put up that good performance now.
Yeah. And, I mean, look, it's kind of one of those things also where, okay, if you sort of just go into playoffs at the last moment, maybe you're looking at getting immediately dispatched by Fusion or thereabouts, but you're still in for the next season. You don't have to worry about the entire trials process, or otherwise you're still good. So there is value in making playoffs, even if you can't bring it all the way.
Now, Contendies on the offense, on the defense, I should say. Buck playing the Sombra for the defense rather than 3-3 Suppose also on the Ana. They're going to be looking to try to set up these nades very often for Suppose.
Buck just hanging on back here. They immediately going to get back on Umte, so no Ryan Shield in play. Buck down to 2 HP, just barely.
Probably now being very aggressive, just beaming the shield. Gig backing up the rest of Contendies, just giving a little bit of ground and now getting ready to recontest the cart.
Heavy poke damage coming in, but again, it's just kind of uniform where it's not much focus fire coming out for Bermuda, so as a result, Gig under pressure, able to get healed up. Nano boost up super early here from Suppose. He's going to invest it early. Here comes Gig moving forward. Gets knocked back really far. Ends up charging a wall. So wants Nano boost. Going to be going to the wayside. Gig stunned again. 200 HP under focus fire. And this time going to fall.
And that is exactly what Bermuda has needed to be doing all series, especially on King's Row where we saw the auto come out. If you can get the bash, any sort of stun onto Gig, while Suppose on Ana, the focus fire from Discord, the damage from Zen means you can burst him through the Ana heals. Yeah. And that, if they had done that on King's Row, they would have been in a much better situation than what they're at now.
And also, I mean, it was just something that we haven't said about Bermuda all series long. It was good focus fire where Gig was going up to Nano and he got super displaced. Like, he just got thrown way away.
Contendies coming back in. They have Shatter. They're coming close to the grab and rally. There's the grab out for Bermuda.
Bucking very close to EMP. Gig under heavy pressure once again, holding onto the Shatter, under that pressure, and drop the Shatter. And now, not really getting a whole lot with it. Ends up falling as Bermuda just gets clean up there in the corner. And meanwhile, pushing the payload all the while.
I mean, Contendies, they have to be crazy if they want to contest this. It looks like they will. They want the last contest. The bomb's out here for Shu. Gets Salty. The grab's out for Harb.
Immediately destroyed. Salty.
But Andy on both tanks.
Transcendence out. EMP out from Buck. And the EMP, more desperation. Not in a good situation where Contendies could actually follow through. And Bermuda
They're still committing ults in this fight.
Why? I don't understand why. Just let it go.
As Umte gets 5? I think Umte just got 5 kills in the cleanup there.
It's all cleanup towards the end. It's like, okay, the fight's already over. You already got that.
But my goodness, I mean, the grab was, they were hoping to set up the nade, which they did because Shu was bombing. They get the anti. They can't clean it up though, and then they still commit to the fight after they're down players. They come back in, use the EMP after the trance. OG has beat. They survive through there. Umte cleans up. So a lot invested for Contendies for that defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of the, okay, Umte's picked up 5, but it's just Chicken Contendies just literally feeding one after the other there in a situation that didn't make a whole lot of sense. But now, they're contesting the payload here from back. Bermuda coming in over the top. Gig again under heavy pressure. Gonna get nanoed, but even with all the nano on him, it doesn't matter. It's too much damage. The grab comes in from Guru, and the follow through absolutely good there for Bermuda.
Umte giving his life to clean up on the grab as well. He was antied from Suppose. Now Bermuda winning the fight, using both the rally and the grab and the shatter.
And something that's worth noting here for Bermuda as well on the change-up is that you have Guru back in on this map, and I think from what we've seen here so far, Guru's had a much better day than Wayfax.
He's definitely had a much better day on this area. Dropping off the high ground, forced off by Contendies, coming in. Remember, Gig has shattered Umte. He just now got back.
Bubble can be used here pretty early onto Umte. Now there's not going to be a lot to save him. The EMP's in, can't bring up the shield. Bermuda, Transcendence a little bit later into the fight, but already down OG and Shu. This is going to be very tough to turn around. Gig under a bit of pressure, Buck taken down, but even with Bermuda finding a little bit there, it's just not going to be enough.
I mean, there comes the late beat from Zolik as well. I don't even think that beat was necessary, considering Suppose is on a high ground, completely uncontested. He's free to drop nades, free to heal. I don't think the beat was necessary at all from Zolik, but it ensures the fight is over.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just think that's one of those panic beats, right? Where you've been on the rough end of multiple team fights here for a while, and you go, just let's win a fight, and you overcommit.
And now, Contendies holding the high ground. They pop the rally. They're looking to put this nano onto Gig.
Gig got knocked off.
High ground, and they dropped the shadow from Umte. That was so big for Bermuda.
That was a big reaction coming in from Umte, where like, oh, we've knocked him off. Time to drop the shatter.
And blocks counter shatter.
It's a much better fight here for Umte so far. He's been getting good bubbles from Guru. Gig out of the fight, and Bermuda looking like a rejuvenated team here in Junkertown.
Now, Bermuda picking up second. They're going to push it on in. Contendies will... No, there's no real way they can contest considering they're going down both the supports. For the recontest, moving in here to last. They have combo, Bermuda does, so, and there's no defensive ults at all for Contendies.
So, they're going to get in to point C. Have some good positioning to go along with it. Guru on top, looking to set the grab.
Right now, it's just going to be the high ground control, so important for Bermuda. Hardblue getting a little bit isolated here. Going to get healed up, get the armor pack, dropping down. And now Bermuda looking to set up this grab.
And this is a fight that Bermuda really should be able to win. Pizza Demon getting hacked early, going to be brushing off that early pressure coming from Buck. Where, bear in mind, if Buck gets EMP, the entire calculus changes, but he's not going to get EMP in time. Graviton in, self-destruct to the back. 2 easy pickoffs. Bermuda winning the fight as they should.
Okay, getting hacked. He has no shield. He's getting shot. He's not going to get traded. So important that Umte lived there. He was so low after the charge. Now the cart's still moving for Bermuda. Use the grab, use the bomb, coming up on their other ults. And most importantly, right here, if Bermuda wants to end it, Pizza Demon, or one of these supports cannot be caught. Either Pizza Demon or OG. They cannot be caught because there's the grab EMP coming out.
Yeah, I mean, what it comes down to...
Ideally, Pizza Demon.
Yeah, you have to be aware that there's an EMP moving your direction. You have to... Oh, well, you're down Guru. Now, you really don't want to stay in the fight. You don't want to invest a whole lot more. I mean, Bermuda should not be hitting their Q key here at all.
Yeah, they can't do anything. They're done. They need to die. They need to get out. Really great repush, actually, from Contendies. They decided to go high ground from the left spawn door. Catch Guru there, getting the early pick. He wasn't expecting that at all. He was on the high ground. He was looking to bubble people that were EMP'd. And now, Chicken Contendies pushing it back.
And this is a very good set for Chicken Contendies here, where they have a minute 40 left, EMPs in reserve in order to win a fight for free if Buck can handle it properly. Bermuda's in a really rough spot to finish out the map.
He's still holding close. They're looking for this EMP. That is their wing condition. More likely than not, they're trying to use it here.
Buck holding back. Immediately going to drop the EMP. Hits
that's
everyone he needs to and more. Yeah, that's more than enough for Chicken Contendies to win the fight, where they invest the rally there, but I don't think that's the worst thing imaginable.
It's not. I mean, investing rally is sort of like, do we want to guarantee the cleanup? Let's use rally off the back of the EMP, especially considering Bermuda just popped their own. Now, no EMP though, no combo with Wolver Contendies. So if they want this grab to be a success, if they want to hold here with the grab, they have to get an anti-nade off.
Yeah, because that's one thing where if Suppose is able to get the good bio-nade, it's going to negate the effects of Transcendence here. We'll see what Harp does. Meanwhile, this puts a lot of pressure on the shoe to just eat the bio-nade.
It does. I mean, it also puts a lot of pressure to not get hacked. He's hacked. Is Harp going to go for the grab? The Diva's hacked. He can't eat nade, and he doesn't. Okay, so they let the hack wear off.
I just don't think they had the Grez positioning for that.
Probably not.
Where even though Buck was looking for that, everyone else was in high retreat. We're getting down to wire here. Final 30 seconds. Bermuda looking to make this happen. Graviton gonna be coming
Double
in.
Support ult. Oh, they're anti. Umte's anti. No.
They layer both, and the anti, it only hits Umte, but that could be enough here for Chicken Contendies. Umte's down. Also up, falling immediately right after the setup they're looking for. They end up getting it in the end, and they absolutely cleave through Bermuda. Final 10 seconds here, and it's very unlikely that Bermuda even gets to the point, which means that Chicken Contendies will be holding this off here on last.
Yeah, they're just cleaned up now. No way Bermuda can realistically, I mean, they are touching, but it has to be just an insane push here for him, because since the shoe is getting cleaned up.
So they come back in, but clean up EMP right there, and it's just nothing that Bermuda can actually work off of. Chicken Contendies, they'll have a pretty valiant stand there towards the end.
Bermuda were in such a good position to actually push that to get the full cap. They had the double support ults. There wasn't anything really available. The EMP wasn't up just yet for Chicken Contendies. But the double support ult, there's no reason to ever double support ult when the grab comes out, because there's no bomb. There's no bomb. You can't even make the excuse like, oh, we're going to bomb with the beat to keep us alive. But there was nothing else to clean up the grab for Chicken Contendies, since it's only Hardblue's grab. And then because of it, they didn't have anything to survive. They weren't able to keep Umte alive through the ante. Imagine if a beat had come up after the ante, could have kept him alive. So now Bermuda still have to deal with the time they pushed. I mean, they pushed it pretty far, but not a full cap.
Yeah, I mean, it's still winnable for Bermuda here. I mean, it's not unheard of on Junkertown to even get a first point hold, right? Where you can hold really either at the beginning of third or on point A. Point B holds a little bit more rare. And so far, let's emphasize the positive for Bermuda. They have done better here in this game. I think that overall, Guru has played a lot better with Umte. He's done better in terms of setting up grabs and otherwise. So the sub in back to Guru has done pretty good work for Bermuda, but definitely hasn't fixed all of their issues either.
Definitely has not. Contendies looking like they might be looking to set up the pirate ship strat, as it's called. Having the Orisa, having the Bastion, and playing around the cart. We don't really know for sure, but it's definitely possible.
And for Contendies, I mean, there's no real reason not to try something like this, even though you don't see Pirate Ship as often nowadays, especially not to map 4 where they've already won the series. Why not experiment a little bit? Send out the power chip, and for now, it looks like they are flirting with the idea of running this. They move out the gates with it. They could still very easily swap. We'll see if they do, but Salty doing a decent job of making some space here early on.
And this is where Bermuda should have, I mean, they need to recognize how do teams deal with that strat, with the Bash strat out of spawn early. They hold in the right room, but instead they actually go around the corner, Contendies swap because they think they've won, and they can still fight.
So Contendies going to go for a mostly full swap here. Buck's still going to be on the Sombra. And Bermuda, they realize that the summer comp, they start deciding to move back into them, to dive into them before EMP comes into play, but it's not great focus fire. Ultimate Weapon ends up getting hacked as they move in. Bermuda having to give a little bit of ground, but they go back in, they isolate Gig, but it comes at a cost. They lose Pizza Demon. Harb able to get him on the right side.
A much better trade. Well, actually, with Harblue going down late and losing the energy there, now Contendies don't have much to push out with.
Pretty back and forth here, but something that favors Bermuda. Bermuda's buying a good amount of time here. Contendies already down a minute.
Bermuda also had to grab very early.
Get in there.
Nano gonna be going on the Gig. Gig moving forward, caught in the grab. Good way of dealing with the Nano here. And the focus fire there for Bermuda. They just smother immediately after.
HP was antied, he gets out. Now they're gonna be putting the pressure on the Gig. There's the boot from OG, bringing him back in. Bermuda holding strong here on first.
This has been a very solid hold here so far, and Chicken Contendies. Now, though, they should have the tools needed to break it.
They have EMP. They don't even, they realistically, they have both EMP and grab. They can look for the EMP shatter as well. There's the early grab. There's the EMP.
Grab EMP. Fight over.
That's that.
And the problem there for Bermuda is that they tried to save it. Pizza Demon came in with the Transcendence, but he wasn't in a spot to even move up there. They lose to immediately, so Bermuda should have just let that one go.
Yeah, not a great Transcendence. However, there is a saving grace for Bermuda, considering that the 2 fight winners are gone. They're gone for Contendies. It's only going to be Gig Shatter, which means OG has a free beat. You can really give a lot of value here to Unte.
Only Gig Shatter, he says.
Only Gig Shatter. Well, in a world where teams are playing good, you should not have to worry about too much. When you have the beat, you have no diva to worry about shield presence.
See if Gig is able to make it work here.
And
Buck's already down. So for Bermuda, just play safe here. You can move in, but make sure you have the shield up. Don't give Gig the dream!
No.
As he drops the Shatter, gets the DMAC off the Shatter, and Chicken Contendies with a chance here. They force out the self-destruct. Bermuda having the barrier. Good counter Shatter coming from Unte. Getting knocked out too. Looking for the charge. Harblue out of there. So Bermuda still might be in, but that was a good Bionate coming in. Unte ends up falling as a result.
However, Salty trades his life for the frag. Gig also extremely deep right now. He should be going down very soon. There's the nade. Goes down. Bermuda still standing strong here.
Contendies, though, getting a lot closer in that fight than people have expected just from Gig, who drops the Shatter and made that a lot more chaotic.
Yeah, dropping the Shatter and getting OG on the ground, something that's happened a lot, but OG not being able to beat there made it extremely close. Really, the thing for Contendies is they're coming back in. They're coming very close to both the EMP grab combo.
They should be waiting up for it. Buck under pressure drops the EMP, and that was not good for Chicken Contendies. That was a forced EMP. They didn't need to do that. Yes, you're in the final minute, but just wait for the next fight. Instead, the EMP, they're not going to get another one here. Buck should swap.
Buck should swap. In addition, I don't know why Buck went for the EMP. Not only was he not in a great spot, I mean, it was a decent EMP, but because he was bashed, Pizza Demon had plenty of time to pop the preemptive trance. If anything, it would have been even smarter for Buck just not EMP at all and just force the trance.
Yeah, and I think he, again, under pressure, just decided to go for it. Harb gonna drop the grab here, looking for OG, and it works! There's not any position for Bermuda to actually be able to deal with that. Harb finds the way, and Chicken Contendies not done here yet, as we do enter overtime.
It's possible for Bermuda to recontest here. They have the time. Now, and in addition, Contendies once again has no win conditions because Buck has made the swap back on Brigida. Harblue has used the grab. OG's coming up on beat. Bombs up for Shu to make space. I mean, there's plenty of time for Bermuda to contest.
Bermuda coming back into the fight. Unte under pressure, focused down. Doesn't even have a chance to drop the Shatter. Self-destruct from Shu. Not going to get much of anything there. And that was very good focus fire on the Unte as he dropped in.
It was, and also the setup for the Shatter on Gig. I think Bermuda should have been looking for Gig Shatter there. They should not have been able to get any value, realistically. You could have used the bomb much earlier from Shu to split Contendies, deny Gig being able to get the Shatter off, because then OG would have beat. But doesn't matter. Contendies have picked up first. They're moving in. Have a little over 2 minutes on the time.
Still a good spot here for Bermuda if they're looking to hold off. Contendies pretty much need to get through second without getting stopped once if they want to even come close to equalizing on top.
And now they're not running the EMP with it. They're not running the Sombra either with this composition. Suppose is still on the Ana as well, which means the focus fire from Bermuda, the angles, their defensive hold should all be much better.
Both teams going to be coming up on Grav here in a moment. Bermuda eating a lot of damage to move in. OG still very, very low. So Bermuda ending up giving up a pretty amount of ground here. Gig almost gets picked off. Gets healed back up. Shatter coming in from Umte. Not really going to be getting what he wants. Instead, Harp commit the grab of his own. Pulls in.
He
He's
even
even alone.
decides to trance into the grab. And okay.
That was a bit unneeded, to say the least. Bermuda still under pressure here. Barrier invested. They're able to rotate enough to get Buck. Meanwhile, though, Gig dropping the hammer on the other side. And that's going to be far more fight-defining for the Contendies. As they end up taking this.
I mean, once again, Gig is he's the fight winner.
Yeah.
That shatter, it could have gone either way realistically, but that shatter from Gig opens it up, allows Contendies to get the cap here. I don't think Bermuda should be able to contest.
So we said they need to get through point B quickly to equalize. It's not going to be truly equal as they come in here, but this is very winnable now for Contendies. Remember, they don't have to finish out the entire map. They just have to get mostly through third, and they have 2 minutes and 20 seconds to do that.
You see Bermuda moving out from the left spawn door, coming to take the high ground, denying it from Harb, denying it from Contendies. Off. Might be able to catch it, but can't. Getting ready for this next fight.
Bermuda setting up. Shu holding on to self-destruct, just going to lob it right down behind the payload. And it catches Suppose! Suppose off the raw self-destruct, gone. And that is a fight winner for Bermuda.
It is a fight winner. It was a very good use of the Diva Bomb as well to not only look for picks, but to split Chicken Contendies, allow Umte to be very aggressive on the Gig. Salty's still out of the mech. He's going to have it back up now. There's the early rally from Ultraweb as well.
Pretty early. I think Bermuda just thought they were in a bit of trouble there. They got pretty aggressive, ended up getting low as a result. Grab up for Guru, soon going to be up for Harb. Guru, though, strike first here, looking for the opportunity. A bit further back. Heavy pressure. Gig moves in again. Gonna drop the shatter. Bermuda in a rough spot here. Umte already down 5-on-5. Grab in from Harb. Looking for the fall through is Chicken Contendies right now. Bermuda under a lot of pressure, but Guru on the other hand, able to turn parts of the fight, charge it where they go. Salty, the self-destruct to the other side. It's pure pandemonium as both teams slugging it out here in the point. It's gonna be Chicken Contendies holding their heads high at the very end. Final minute, and yet Bermuda still in danger.
Great bomb from Salty there, recognizing the barriers are gone. There's no Umte in the fight. Guru had used a lot of those projected barriers. Couldn't get away from it. Opening it up, allowing Chicken Contendies to continue to move. But, like we talked about, not a lot of time left on the bank for this offense.
Not a whole lot, and yet Chicken Contendies still with pretty good options here. Bermuda not going to be having a grab anytime soon. Going for the high ground, looking to drop down, isolate someone. Umte a bit further back right now.
Isolated.
Grab or Earth Shatter in off the top rope, but it's going to completely whiff. Hits nothing but pavement. Gig, though, on the other side. Going to get way more off his shatter. Chicken Contendies.
It's done. They can't win now. Shu has bomb. Unless this bomb gets like 3 frags, it's beats even trades with Gig. It doesn't.
No, it's all clean up for Chicken Contendies.
It's all clean up. That was, that was Umte dropping up the high ground, drops the shatter a little too late, and isn't able to catch anyone. Guru gets isolated, split. That's why OG had to drop the beat so early.
Well, it was,
and then Gig hits a lot better shatter.
Also, it's a two-parter there. Think about why Gig was able to hit a good shatter there. Umte went for this crazy, like, off-the-top rope, just mega game-ending shatter.
And tried to charge.
Yeah.
And tried to charge into it, and he's right in front of Gig, and Gig can see the charge. There's nothing to block the shatter.
Gig's just like, you mean I could drop my hammer and do this again? And the answer is, well, yes, Gig, you can.
The answer is yes.
So, honestly, yes, Gig found really good moments there, but also Umte, particularly look at the end, making it a little bit too easy.
Yeah, to be fair, it's also, they were all trying to react to Guru being isolated from the push from Contendies, but really just not a lot of Rhine interplay there that was being thought of necessarily. They weren't really thinking about the Earthshatter Gig.
No, not in the least. And look, end of the day, you take a look at the series, you dissect it, what do you have to look at? A, Gig was playing incredibly well this series, where any time an opportunity was given to him, guess what? He was taking it. It was going very well for him. I think Harb was doing a great job on Zarya and building grabs rather quickly. Okay, a few grabs might have been thrown to the wayside, but he cleaned that up as the series went through and was very, very reliable. And also, you look at the support play. Support play was also pretty consistent for Chicken
I mean,
Contendies.
overall, I think really, overall, the team just looked better.
Yeah.
I mean, they looked strong. They looked like they understood a lot more how they wanted to set up their combos, how to isolate, how to focus fire. It just overall like a strong individual and, importantly, team performance from Chicken Contendies. I mean, it was a 4-0. Bermuda had good moments, but it was pretty clear they were outclassed throughout the entire series. So that's going to be their third loss. And also, it's not just their third loss, but it's a third loss with a very heavy map differential for them, very negative map differential.
Yeah.
So it's looking unlikely that they'll be able to even come close to playoffs at this point.
Well, I mean, the advice I'd give to Bermuda here from what we saw today is that if they do want a chance of reversing course here, I got to say, their maps 1 and 4 looked a lot better than their maps 2 and 3. And the big difference between the two sets of maps is that Guru was playing a lot better on Zarya than Wayfast was today. Pure and simple.
True. But, I mean, it could just be an off day for Wayfast. But it's really, just a lot of things. And most importantly, the focus fire and recognizing how they want to set up their ults and how they want to play against different compositions. And I think just an overall team-centric thing for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all directly at one person. There's obviously a good deal of flaws that Bermuda was dealing with. And again, for them, they're going to have to fix it very quickly because they're pretty much out of mulligans here. When you're down 3 series here so far with a bad map differential, it's time to kick things up. But guys, that's going to be our first match here done for the day. Still got a whole lot left to go, 3 matches. But guys, we do have to take a quick break. We'll be back soon.